Hello and welcome to Nature Days Outdoor Learning Resources. Today we are going to create grid references on our map. So hopefully you've made a map that's to scale using Google Earth. If you haven't, have a look at my other YouTube video on map making in your garden. Now we're going to decide how far apart and where to draw our grid lines. Now from my map, the scale that we worked out was that on the map 1 centimetre is the same as 400 centimetres or 4 metres. We want our grid lines to be exactly 10 metres apart. So if they're 10 metres, which is 1,000 centimetres, what are they going to be on the map? What do we have to multiply 400 by to get to 1,000? And then we have to do the same thing to our map scale. So 400 times 2.5 gets you to 1,000. So therefore, 1 times 2.5 is 2.5 centimetres. So now if we go back to our map, we can create grid lines going through our garden which are 2.5 centimetres apart. Now find a location on your garden which you think would be a nice easy place to start. It could be the start of your garden, say your gate, or it could be the corner of your building, somewhere that's nice and easy to start. Then draw a line through that from top to bottom, so north to south on your map. Once you've done them all, these are your eastings and you need to label them from left to right. So if we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's our eastings. And those will be the first grid reference numbers that we'll read off when we use our grid referencing system. Next we need our northings, and we do exactly the same as we did for our eastings, but this time we're going to do horizontally across our map. So again, find a good location where you think it'll be easy to determine a point where two of the lines cross. So I'm going to start here in the centre where these two lines across here, which is right in the corner of my house, which will be nice and easy to identify. Draw my line across there nice and straight, then 2.5 centimetres down I'll draw another one, and 2.5 centimetres north I'll draw another one, until I've covered the whole of my map. Once you've got your northerlies in, you can then label them. Start at the very bottom of your map and you can place them on the grid lines. So we can have 1 grid line northerly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want your map to be like an OS map, an Ordnance Survey map, then you need to generate double numbers for each of your numbers along the easterlies and the northerlies. That's easy enough. You can just add a 0 to the end of each of your numbers, and then you can create your 4 or 6 figure grid referencing. So now you've finished your map and you've got grid lines going from north to south and east to west, which are all 10 metres apart on the ground or 2.5 centimetres apart on the map. So now how do we use our grid referencing? If I want to find the grid reference for this location here, then I start along the bottom and I go to the line which is closest to that point, which is the 40, and then go along the line closest, and then that's a 30. So we've got our easterly 40 and our northerly 30. So that grid reference would be 40, 30. Now that's nice and easy for that location because it's right on the join between the easterly and the northerly. But what about if I wanted to do my back door, which is here in the middle of a square? Now for this, you have to imagine that our easterly is divided into 10 little lines, and also your northerly is divided into 10 little lines. But don't draw them on your map because your map would look really, really busy if you do that. So to get the 4-figure grid reference, we are going to imagine that this door is in this square. And we're always going to look at the bottom left-hand corner to get our 4-figure grid reference. So this square here, the bottom left corner, is 30, 20. However, if I sent someone to 30, 20 in my garden, they'd end up here in the middle of the lawn, not by my back door. So we need to add two numbers, one to show us how far along the easterlies it is, and one to show how far along the northerlies it is. So our 30 is this point, and the back door is here, which is about there along the line, which is not quite halfway. So not quite halfway, I'd say, was maybe a 4. So we say it is 34, that's 304 for our easterlies. And then going for our northerlies, back door is here, which is pretty much halfway along. So we are 25. So that's 205. So our coordinate for the back door of my house is 34 and 25. Written 304 205. Now why don't you have a go with your map? You can easily generate it using Google Earth, then create a nice grid pattern for it. Don't forget to share any maps that you've created, and of course you can use them for any hunt you like around your garden. Share them on Twitter, #NatureDays, so that I can see what you've got and we can all share our maps together. Good luck!